I'm making some knives, and I'm actually making them out of new stainless 44C or 440C stainless, and that's new for us. I bought a new grinder, and so it behooves me to set it up and kind of assembly line things. They will all be different. They're all getting some different kind of file work, and I'll engrave on them, and all of those will have a different look to them. I mean, they'll all be similar. But while I'm making them, I'm making the next knife in my mind. There's a fella from Indiana that's ordered a couple of knives. He killed an elk at our house this last fall. And so he left the horns there, and he wants us to build him 2 knives incorporating those elk horn handles. And so I guess that's in the back of my mind, trying to make him. He left me with no instructions. He didn't tell me. He said, use these handles.
And you like being in that position,
I do.
Right? Yeah,
I do. It's a little sketchy because what if you hand them to him and he goes, I hate them. I mean, nobody's ever done that, but you do run that risk a little bit. But nobody's ever done that with anything that we make. But that's kind of my favorite way. Is since he wants 2 knives, I'm not going even to attempt to make them be the same. One is going to be a Skinner, and one will just be a hunting knife, and so he can take care of an elk with 2 different knives that way. And Amanda does some leather work, and so we'll probably make some kind of a neat looking scabbard sheath for them, and dress them up, make them look nice, and that's fun. Those are fun projects.
So how do you decide then? So he tells you, hey, here's these horns, make me a knife. Like how do you go to the thought process? Like, what's your thought process be making those decisions of what it's going to look like and what you're going to use?
Well, the simplest form of that is if I was a hunter, I would want a skinning knife, and I would want a hunting knife, a camp knife. That's what the 2 knives that I would want to have in my arsenal. And so there's 1,000 different ways to make those. This man is a giant. He's probably 6'12". I don't know. He is the tallest person. He's built like a pencil, huge, big hands. And so they'll have some size to them just to fit his hands. He's a true outdoorsman. He's a great friend. And I met him. He came to the ranch there to hunt is how I met him. He's been around a couple of years or so now. And so I know him. I know how he lives. I know how he hunts. And so that all goes into this equation of what he will have. They'll be stainless. He lives in Indiana, lots of moisture, lots of humidity. And so they'll be stainless blades because basically I'm lazy. I don't want to take care of a carbon blade. Some people will say a stainless blade will never be as good as a carbon blade, and maybe they're right. I don't know that, but I know in my life a stainless blade is better than a rusty blade. So, go figure. But
so basically you're taking everything you know about this person and just morphing these knives, and he doesn't have any clue. It's not like he's not confirming, hey, I want these 2 different types of knives. You're just judging by the size. You're like, I'll make this size. They're gonna do this. He's not gonna want to be maintaining these knives. He'd prefer something that's low maintenance, that's just gonna work. And so I would assume, being on the receiving end of that he's gonna be really excited that you put so much thought into all these different things, and then he's gonna have something that's customized just for him.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's hope that that's true. I think so. I mean, I'm supposed to be the knife maker, and if he comes in and gives me all of these parameters of this and that and, all these measurements, then he becomes the knife maker. And that's okay. Some people have brought me a knife and they say, this is my dad's, duplicate it. I want one identical to this one. And I can do that. Those aren't my favorite jobs, but I can do that if that's what they want. I like, this fella is a giant. I mean, he just is. And so maybe he can't go to Cabela's and buy a knife that's unusually large handle to blade size. You know, I think he did tell me, I think he did say that he didn't want just a huge big blade. That seems to stick in my mind. But that's looming. That's coming up. That's on the burner to get those out before they come back in November.
I've been on the receiving end of that myself. Chelsea, actually, she didn't owe me anything. She thought she owed me money.
It was me. She actually owed me.
Still does.
That might be the case.
And I told her, like, no, like, you know, I set her up with something, and, you know, it was just me being nice brother-in-law. And I was like, no, this is just a gift. And she just felt like she really wanted to repay me. And so she had a custom bow made for me, and it was made out of bamboo. I mean, looks made to be deceiving, Todd, but I'm not a hunter.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not like
Nirvana and Hunter.
Get stuck on the road.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, it fit my hand. It was customized to their close approximation to my hand, and it wasn't perfect, but it was close. It was close enough, and that became my biggest thing that I did. I went out, I picked up archery just because it was this beautiful thing that I had no interest in, but because it was so beautiful, so thought out, it became my new thing, and I got people to do it with me because I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I don't have it right now, but I still have it, and it's I don't know. I think the amount of thought you put into people's products, I can tell you from my experience that it means a lot, and I think it's really cool.
I think it's beautiful because it's kind of a lost art in that, you know, we can go to the store and we can buy, you know, really anything we want. But you look back in history, like throughout history, you have people that master certain arts, and we used to go to those people to say, hey, I need this. And then they would design and build these things for us. But I mean, now we just, you know, for the most part, forget to go to the experts, to go to the people that have fine-tuned these things for the equipment we need for hunting, or, you know, whatever it is we're trying to accomplish. We make do.
It's all throwaway. We live in a throwaway society. So honestly, I've seen knives at Walmart for $1.99. You can go buy a knife. You can go to Tractor Supply or something and buy a bit for $20, and probably get along. Probably that's going to fit somebody's budget, and that's going to fit their lifestyle, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because we can make do.
Because we can make do, and we're going to throw it away. It doesn't really matter. We're going to throw it away, and it makes a really nice gift. You can gift somebody with a $20 bit, and that's okay. That's all right. There's something about I have some of my grandfathers. I have my great-grandfather's stirrups, iron stirrups that were forged, and they weren't from Walmart. They didn't cost $1.99, and I still have them, and that's important to me. I like that. I like that feeling.